Welcome everyone, this is Makozi from Makozi Racing Internacional, and in this stream I'm doing something a little bit different. It's daily races, testing the new penalty system, seeing what it actually does now, if it rewards clean driving, and if the small contacts that do happen eventually between drivers does not result in a huge penalty anymore, considering that it wasn't really pleasurable to drive in the past. But we won't come to any conclusions just yet. We'll just go ahead and enter the race, and we'll just try to enjoy this one. This is going to be starting from the back. We'll do our best to start to get through the field. And yeah, hi Fabro. Yeah, the stream that happened before, which was about 10 minutes ago, that was done by Makozi Academic. And I want to make it clear that Makozi Academic is a completely different driver to me, Nick Makozi. It's not a second profile. It's a 36-year-old older driver. He's the veteran driver of Makozi Racing Internacional. So whenever you see him streaming, you should know that it's him, not me. So because I noticed on the stream when he was doing it that people were saying my name as if that was me. And it's good to see people wanting to watch me, and following. But I just want you guys to know that Makozi Academic is a different driver.
You follow Makozi Racing?
You're following Makozi Racing as a channel, and it's not a single driver that's streaming content here. I do most of it, yes, but every now and then there are other drivers that do some streams, and yeah, Makozi Academic is one of those veteran drivers.
Let's hope there will be more of us.
And hopefully in the future there's going to be more of us, so it'll add a bit of variety to the content you see on the channel, for sure. Yeah, Fabro, I noticed that too. But, yeah, thank you for clearing that up. So yeah, we're using the old Porsche 993, the kind that was very good car to use for nations about 2 rounds ago. But this time it's not N200, it's N300. And I haven't done it any time at all, so we're going to be starting from the back like I said earlier. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Just going to have fun. Do a last to first challenge. Daily race C. Nice photo. It's good. Yeah, cars. That's exactly the point of all of this. It's to see if the penalty system is better. I mean, I know Nürburgring is quite a meticulously difficult track to overtake on, but it's good for testing. If you get an overtake done and properly, and even if there's contact, we will know now if it does result in something. So let's see how this race goes. go. go, we're matchmaking. There we go, we're in the same lobby with Makozi Academic. That is the veteran driver, so this is perfect proof for you guys that there are two different drivers right there. Just set quality a little bit down. Yeah, there we go.
That was my nth driver, but lost my last.
Yeah, Makozi Academic, he was an S driver as well, but unfortunately since the last season he didn't get high enough points, and he was targeted in his races most of the time, so he didn't manage to get his S rating. So that's why he's A, but hopefully this season he'll do good enough. Yeah, hi Conras, welcome. Not even sure if this is a standing start or not. Looks like it's standing start. Salut Chonchon. This Japanese drive, it's really hard to overtake, especially with a road car. Oh, a little bit of contact there. See, Falkland's lines aren't the greatest, but you need to get a lot more. A lot better exit. See there, he brakes a little bit late, he goes off track. Got Amir Hassan in front, so we'll see if we can get by. Third guy, Makozi Academic, he's not too far behind. Just 3.5 seconds. So Amir Hassan will being held back a little bit. The Makozi Academic is catching up slightly. Well, yeah, that was just bad from us. We braked a little bit late. Hassan also, he braked a little bit early too. Now when first we can start making a little bit of a gap. shortcut penalty. Hey Judd, general field of view. I haven't really measured that. It's my rig is really kind of how do you say? It's really modular. You can just take it apart easy, so that it doesn't clutter the living room too much. So usually when I put it in front of the TV, it's not always at the same point. So I couldn't really tell you how far away I'm sitting from it. Probably about 1.2 meters. And you're interested in the size of the TV. So 40 inches, 40-inch TV. So yeah. Probably field of view isn't too wide. I'll change the head view. Trying. Yeah, Judd, if you know somehow calculate that, then yeah, you would be able to figure out the field of view. So yeah, 40-inch TV, and somewhere around 1.2 meters away from it. Maybe 1.5 meters, but just use 1.2. So yeah, I haven't noticed any penalties being given out for kind of excessive contact. Even though we were rubbing shoulders with some of the other cars, so it seems that it may have been fixed, but then again, you never know. Probably have to try somewhere where the cars are a lot closer to each other. Where the field is kind of a bit more. Is kind of a bit more cluttered, kind of more drivers. So we'll try and keep out of trouble, but if that happens eventually, just want to see what happens. Hi Richard. You're welcome. Just to point out, those people who joined in a bit later now, the other stream that you guys saw a bit back a while ago now, about 30 minutes ago, that was Makozi Academic. He's actually in the race right now. He's in third, staying not too far away from second. And I saw that in the comment section while he was racing, and I just had a look. Some of you guys were mentioning that, saying hi as if it was me. I just want to let you know that Academic He's a completely different driver, 36 years older than me, so he's a veteran of Gran Turismo. He's the founder of Makozi Racing Internacional. This Porsche is really an interesting fielder. You need to do many laps around this track to have a proper feeling for the car and to know exactly what it wants, where it wants. It's a bit like the Supra that we had, that one-off championship, so it's got its own specific. It's the idea of Supra, basically, that they made it a very enjoyable car to drive. It's still got some bit of a skill curve that you need to get used to, and it's a bit like this Porsche here. Somewhat difficult to drive, but you have to need to know exactly what it wants and where it wants it. Be one with the car. Right, Porsche versus Supra, the one, right? Yeah, I'm driving the 993 Carrera RS. It's 911, but the 993 version of it. Most people know it as a 993. There we go. We finished the lap, finished the race. We'll see where Makozi Academic, where he finishes. Yeah, so Makozi Racing 1-2. It's very nice. Yeah, in the nations, everyone, this car was kind of better in top split, if I'm being honest. Yeah, what you say is true. They were using this in top split. It's just got so much more top speed that the SFR didn't have. And the SFR was great in corners. It was okay with tires. The problem is that the moment you get on that straight and you went into something like 4th or 5th gear, it just fell apart, and the Carrera, that's where it could shine. You know, when I streamed that, there was a sets of races when I was racing against TRL Hull. It was a perfect example of it. He was using the SFR, I was using the Porsche, and it was really a nice fight, seeing the different extremes of the cars. Yeah, exactly, Richard. But like for a single lap, the SFR was almost faster all the time. Yeah, sorry for any contact with those drivers. It's good that it wasn't too serious. We didn't get any penalties out of it. No one ever received penalties either. But yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, why is that? I think Richard is, if they're, it's is too much of an advantage if they're all in the SFR and you've only got one Porsche. They're kind of collectively faster in the corners, and they're just going to be going for those same lines, having the same amount of slipstream, and you'll kind of ruin your rhythm with the car. If you were driving the Porsche, you won't feel pretty at ease with it. So yeah.
Three races
So yeah.
and like tomorrow in the talking.
Time trial. Well, I don't. There's really not any time to do it, but I will eventually, if I have some free time. That's the thing, Godspeed. I know, like you say, I don't normally do it. It's just because I'm busy, and yeah, much of the time in this exhibition season, I go into the races with not a lot of practice, and that's why you'll see me. I'll falter every now and then in the race. So yeah, I don't have too much time for time trials, but if I do have some free time, and if it is kind of a fun combination like this, I would definitely give it a go. Have you ever made a European account? No, Richard, I have never and won't make one. I won't use any other account apart from the one I have right now, which is Nick Makozi. So whoever claims it's me in another region, you can know that it isn't. I don't have any other account for the time being, and I don't intend of having one in the near future. Your Highnessman, thank you, Godspeed. It's nice when you say that. Really, really big compliment. Much more into the actual race than setting lap times. Yeah, if it's something interesting like this car, I'll definitely give it a go. Hey ho, well done on improving the lap that you had. Got back in front of Viper Zero, that's good stuff. Really got this car nailed down. These time trials can be really deceiving. Well, if you put on a lap as long as this, with a kind of a slightly unpredictable car that is this Porsche, every now and then, yeah, you'll see that there are slightly larger differences in the lap time, but that just shows how well people are able to master it. Like Cole, he's great in road cars, and pretty much a master of time trials in our region. So if you watch his laps, you can learn a lot about car control. I still need some time to get to where he is on a single lap. Yeah, the Nürburgring is definitely one of his better tracks. I'm not doing too well at all at this point. My word. The moment there's an elevation change downhill, the front end just darts around. The rear comes hard to catch. Yeah, that's the fun of a rear layout car. And that's Porsche in a nutshell. That's why they're so fun to drive. But that rear end that loses itself very quickly. No. If you guys think that Hall's using a pad, that's not. He's been using a wheel as long as I remember seeing him. Gran Turismo. Yeah. To set a fast lap here with this car on the controller would be very, very difficult, in my opinion. Would have to have immense amounts of experience. Unless you're someone like Mark Webber, of course, who, I don't know, he's a Porsche guy. He loves this car. He probably knows how to drive it better than we do. But yeah. Might work. Yeah, I'm going so much slower at this point. A lot better in a race car than road cars sometimes. No, I'm just, he doesn't, I did say Mark Webber Richard, but maybe he does play Gran Turismo, I don't know, but I'm saying he's a Porsche guy. He's probably driven one of these on a track, so he'd know how it feels. Yeah. Hall, I want to ask you, when you go into braking with this car, do you actually hold the acceleration a little bit to keep the engine like keep the revs up, or do you just take it off? Because I feel like it's better if I keep some revs on under braking. Yeah, this really is interesting to drive. I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, these rears are a bit unpredictable sometimes. What you experience. Oh, thanks, Godspeed. Sorry, sorry for not seeing that earlier, but yeah, that's definitely true. This is like, for me, I find that road cars have a much higher skill curve most of the time compared to race cars. Race cars are a bit more user friendly in Gran Turismo Sport, at least, and they don't need quite so much getting used to. This car it's amazing when you drive it properly, but it requires a large, very wide range of skills to drive quickly. You need to understand it, basically. But yeah. There's an Aussie guy who was one of the top 16 racers that did this track with a D-pad, not the analog sticks, and did well too. Well, maybe if you remember his PSN, I could refer to that, because there are some quick pad players in Oceania. I know a few in Europe are pretty good too, in North America. So in Europe, you've got guys like Calster, Calster 25. He's very, very fast on the pad. Not sure how well he does on the wheel. Perhaps he's started getting used to that too. Then you've got guys like Dodge Lamb, or PX7 Lamb, sorry, that's his new PSN. He is really good in control.
Last year to the regional finals.
There was a guy even last year who got to the regional finals with a pad as well, so that's a big achievement at that point. M. Thomas, yeah, M. Thomas as well. He's worth mentioning too. Has the penalty system improved with today's up? That's what we're trying to figure that out, Richard. That's why we've chosen this last race, and it most probably is. That's why we're trying to get overtakes done. We haven't set a qualifying lap, and if we can get overtakes done and not get a penalty, even if there's contact, that means that it has been fixed. Ah, okay. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I didn't hold my brake or the handbrake at all, so my bad. Let's see. We've got a penalty. So there's quite a lot of action going on here with the two Makozi academic and some of the other drivers. Yeah, so there hasn't been a penalty for now. Not by meat figure, not Makozi, not Clear, not anyone at this point. So it seems that it has gotten better. It's not quite as sensitive. Yeah. Go by because the academic there. Yeah, I would say, Richard, that it has been fixed, because the penalties in daily races are the same as they are with FIs. They've just got the same amount of strictness, and at this point, if no one's gotten a penalty, that would have been definitely a penalty for someone. See that 0.5. There's contact. Yeah, Turbo, he gets in front. He doesn't get a penalty either. So yeah. Jad, to answer your question on a controller, usually does have does give you more tire wear, simply because it's harder to catch the car. You have to put a lot more finesse, a lot more very careful input to actually have the car in check. So all those small movements are better managed with a wheel. But yeah. On a wheel you can actually control the braking, control the acceleration, you can control how much input you have in turning a lot better than the controller, so it would only be logical for it to have better tire wear as well, and it has been proven that way too. Got a slightly better exit than Uho. forces us off. My word. He's forced us off track. Doesn't get enough space. He doesn't get a penalty for it. See, but there's still the penalties exist here for the track limits. So see, that's where he got his 0.5 penalty from. Yeah, nice to see, boss, that you prefer this track. We've got turbo. My favorite 911. Oh, so many models. I can't really name one. But in all honesty, I actually prefer. If you're asking me about the road car, I probably have to say the newest version of it. I don't know the exact number, sorry, but the one, the 2016 one that they had in the game at release, it was the one that was pretty good in the N500 when BOP was on, and the sound it lets out in real life, it's great just to hear that straight 6 scream. So always nice to hear. Yeah, GT3 RS, exactly. But I'm not sure what the model number is, like 993 or 994, something like that. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, turbo. He only gets the penalty because of going wide, and it's considered to have been an advantage. Oh, unfortunately, goes off track there. Yeah. 991.1. Okay, I see. Yeah. In all honesty, my favorite Porsche was is the RSR, the GTE car, the 2019 version. No, not the 2019, the 2018 versions, and the ones before that, before they changed the engine sound. That thing sounded great as a race car. I really love that. For me, that's the ideal Porsche racing car. So we've got 4 drivers here. Damn there, he's got a 1 second penalty. Yeah. Hi, Ryan. I'm doing fine, thanks. How about you? Just seeing if the penalty system does have a difference for now. If it's got any of the contact problems that we experienced yesterday at Tokyo Expressway, and it does appear that it's been resolved. But yeah, there's probably going to be a bit more testing just to make sure. At this point, it does look like the update has fixed things for the better. So Mariko here is struggling just a tiny bit through the corners. That's fine. Well, we'll try and give him a bit more space. Yeah, have I ever driven this track in real life? I've been around it. I haven't driven on it, but I was driven around the track in a Mercedes van. So it was an experience for sure to be able to go around this legendary track, but I haven't had the honor of doing it myself. Not yet. Hopefully sometime in the future I'll get that opportunity. Preferably in a race car, but yeah, I'll take what I can get. I mean, yeah, exactly. I give props to Porsche and them trying to improve the RSR as a race car, and it does look really nice now. But the sound that it has is just, it doesn't sound like a Porsche anymore. Like it's lost that sort of scream that it has, that shout that comes from the V6, and it's kind of like a. Sounds more like an LMP2 more than a Porsche at this point. One of the Oricas that you'd see at Le Mans. Try and get better exit out here. Yeah. Richard, it is difficult to overtake. That's why if we do manage to do it and there is a little bit of contact, we'll see under braking, because under braking is realistically the only way to get it past done. Just with a little bit of lag, that improved exit just doesn't stick. Yeah, the 2019 RSI, it isn't in the game. But there is, what I meant was the 2019 one. That's the one that still had the kind of spearhead design, had like a mostly black color by default, and had a bit of white and red accompanying it. It was back when the Porsche 919 hybrid was still active as an LMP1 car, and they both shared kind of the same livery. That was in 2017, and then after 2017, when they Porsche became world champions again, they decommissioned the hybrid. They turned that into the 919 Evo. But the GT car, it was still using the same livery. It was still participating in the endurance races like the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona, the World Endurance Championship, Sebring, Le Mans, and it still had that same livery that it was using from 2017. And that's the one That was the same model. They just added the front winglets to get a bit more front downforce, and the engine would stay pretty much the same as far as I know. And that engine, that exhaust system, that was the one that I really liked. It just had so much shouting in it, and it did that particular tone that made it feel like a Porsche. Yeah, 2019, I think, the one where they had the new front end. They changed the livery up a bit for the factory team. That's it looks good, but it doesn't sound good anymore. It's like what they've done with the new Corvette GT car and the Ford GT car. Those cars don't sound like a Ford or a Chevrolet anymore. They just sound like some sort of muffled LMP2. But oh well, it still looks half of it. Maybe in the future they'll fix that, bring back the nice engine noises. Yeah, we need to remember it's all about performance. So people looking for that extra tenth, extra half second at any time whatsoever, they've probably thought about that and they decide to sacrifice the beauty of sound for more speed. Just chat here, going off track a little bit. See now on the straight. Your life, your knowledge and use of the little tricks in this track are made. Oh, no. I don't have any little tricks for Nürburgring, yeah, boss. Maybe I do, but I don't think those would be really practical in real life. Because in some places, instead of keeping on the track with 4 tires, you actually cut the inside with the inside 2 tires, and that in real life would actually get the tires dirty, and you wouldn't have any grip for the next corner. So that isn't particularly good. You're trying to avoid that. You want to keep on the tarmac as much as you can and on the curb at all times. If you stray off that area and you go onto the grass or the gravel, tires are going to be in no condition to compete afterwards. But yeah. 2-bar connection. Yeah, it is how it is. Racing Live looks perfect. It isn't perfect for sure. If Hole is still there, he would definitely have something to say about my driving. It's not perfect by any stretch. Yeah, I know that racing mostly. From when I was born onwards, I know a bit more about cars, but yeah, if you put me back down into those classic eras with the Mercedes Gullwings and the 250 GTOs or Ferrari and whatnot, I do not really have the greatest knowledge about it. So yeah, I leave that to the veterans to figure out. Yeah, hey Rob Norborg, nice to see you again, mate. It's been a while, I have to say, since we last met. It's great to see. I've been watching other people's streams in Europe, and it's great to see you actually getting involved a lot more in the F5s, and yeah, hopefully we can race together in the lobby. Okay, boss. Yeah, it's very tricky, but you seem to know all the problem. Yeah, Gran Turismo does a really good job of simulating the track. And I must say that once you've driven in Gran Turismo and you probably go around it slowly in a real life car, then yeah, it's not too hard to get used to the track at all. Have you sat in an AMG GT? I haven't sat in the road car Godspeed, but I've had the honor of I have the honor of sitting in the 2020 AMG GT GT3 when I was in Monaco for the World Final, And yeah, Adam Christodoulou, which Rob Norberg, he knows Adam Christodoulou. He was the one that kind of talked to Team Mercedes, gave them some expert advice on how to approach the race. And yeah, he talked a lot about the car and its characteristics. So it was basically the 2020 version. It's basically a front new bumper, a brand new rear bumper as well. The engine's the same. The aerodynamics are pretty much the same as well. But the only thing that has changed essentially in the car is the ABS module. So he said it's actually a lot better to brake in now. So that'll definitely help them with saving the tires better too. And yeah, Adam is a great guy for sure. Yeah, he's really got a bright personality when you get to know him. Always positive. Yeah, man, he's just as a Mercedes-Benz works driver, he's living my dream. Like that's the one. That's what I want to do. Yeah. So when I first met him in real life, and the same time when I met Rob Norberg in the chat, that was during the FI Motorsports Games, and Norberg, he was participating in the Digital Cup for Sweden.
He was coaching.
And when I went there when I came across Mr. Christodoulou, he was actually coaching Team China in the GT Cup. So yeah, two really positive guys. You guys, amazing to be around. And yeah, hopefully maybe I'll even get to see you too, Rob, in the future. Like you said, you're working on Tier 1, then hopefully get to a World Tour. You can do it, mate. Don't worry. Just practice, and you'll get there. Yeah, Adam's just, wow. He's really laid back. He doesn't, he's serious. He's really serious when it comes to racing. But when you just have a nice general conversation with him, he's just like, he's just an average guy. You feel like, oh, wow. But he's got a lot of experience in racing. He goes way back with Lewis. He got many miles and kilometers under his belt. And yeah, he's just an amazing guy in general. Nothing more I can really say. I'd just be repeating myself. Yeah, how does it feel sitting so far back behind the massive bottom? It feels, in all honesty, it actually feels like the cockpit view in Gran Turismo, if I had to compare it. When in Monaco, when I got the chance to sit in it, after Anthony and Tom had their turn, Adam actually mentioned, he asked whether I could see the small air inlet or the exhaust that was on the hood. So it was somewhere closer to the windshield. It's that bit of plastic that you can see. And usually if you can see that, that means that the seat is set just right. And is actually without any seat insert that helps you adjust your position or set you higher up or a bit closer to the wheel. I was actually able to see that. He said that, well, then it's a pretty good fit then. The seat as it is by default is meant actually for larger drivers, so I fit quite snugly inside, all really nicely. Really nice fit, I have to say. And when I compare it to the view in Gran Turismo Sport, it's almost the same. Field of view and everything. Like, as I'm driving at home, if you put me in that cockpit view on the AMG, it's literally the same. So, yeah, apart from the head movement that Gran Turismo unfortunately doesn't simulate, but it does that with VR, because you can move your head around, obviously. It's really close. But just being able to sit so far back in a car, it's amazing, I have to say. Yeah, no problem there, boss. You have a nice day or evening or morning, wherever you may be. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon. If anything. I'm glad you enjoyed. Yeah, hi Andrew. did you say? You can't put 2 dots. Yeah, all the best, mate. Thank you. Yeah, he has the ultimate job, definitely. Being a Mercedes-Benz Works driver, he's I don't envy him. It's just that's the stuff. That's the kind of thing I want to do when I grow up. For sure, like I am already pretty much towards the end of my teen years, but if I ever get a shot, I'm just gonna go for that. Like I'm not really a Formula car guy. I mean, I like watching Formula and everything, but the Formula layout doesn't particularly suit larger drivers. It suits smaller body shapes and smaller builds, so I'm not quite suited for that. Anyhow, but GT cars, it really can accommodate taller drivers, so that's more where I want to push towards. I can get a shot at it. And, yeah, I'm going to be going into the next slot. It's with IE, Nordschleife. Yeah, but you're going to go into the next race? Hey, let's go. Yes, Nordschleife. Yeah, yes. Are you going into the next race?
Yeah.
Well, you only have 20 seconds to do it. No, you have 20 seconds to get in, but never mind. But we'll see you in the next one then. Oh well. Yeah, I saw that one, Andrew, on he's really Super GT. He's getting a lot faster, I have to say. He's just gonna get faster and faster, and it's not a surprise how he's been winning all those pro-ams, everyone that he's been taking a part of, apart from Monaco. Yeah, he's really, when he puts the effort into it, he's a great driver, I have to say. Considering he's not the absolute best, but being able to balance all those different games that he does on his YouTube channel and still do very well in games like Forza and all the other ones, and Gran Turismo, he's done really well to acclimatize to the FIAs. Getting a lot better, yeah. I mean, to be fair, the slipstream does help him a lot too around gardens, but still, I'll give him props. He got under 31, I think. So that's, oh no, he didn't. Got 31.0 in qualifying. So that's still a very fast time. But if I'm working at Lenovo this year, and you'll be there. Ah, nice. Nice, Rob Norberg. Yeah, we'll see. If I'm there for this year's World Tour, and if it's during the 24-hour race, I'll be honoured. I'll be honoured to do that. Yeah, your team Glickenhaus, is that with the Scuderia Glickenhaus? That was this last year. It was red, if I'm not mistaken. That's a really interesting car, I have to say. It's just one of those one-offs. No, not one-offs, but it's just one of those things that really is a head turner, because people are kind of used to seeing AMGs and Huracans and 458s, even Porsches around a track, and it must be strange for them seeing that Glickenhaus every now and then. Yeah, the red one, yeah. That one's pretty cool to look at, I have to say. It looks like an LMP car made for GT3, like a prototype car in GT3. Yeah, pretty interesting to see. Yeah, now that I know that that's your team, I'll be cheering for you this year. You guys can really get a podium, you never know, or even a win. Depends on the BOP, how well they treat you for 24 hours. Definitely rooting for you guys now. For you guys and an AMG. AMG definitely. I can't not say I'm not a fan of AMG. Like Falcon, yeah, definitely. Those guys are great. Team Get Speed as well. Can't get my head around driving a long bonnet car on the street. It's hard enough coming out of drivers. It's probably got a different approach. It's like, how would I say it? You have to kind of plan the turning a bit in front with the longer bonnet cars. Like that's how I approach it, at least. And you always have to think about the car, whereas if you're something in a mid-engine, you don't actually think about it so much. Oh my word. Yeah, this is not didn't end well. It's one of those cars that you have to put a bit more consideration into. Modi GP, I think that's Modi Gaming. I've seen in the stream, so it's great to see him in here. Yeah. No. Yep. I simply did not have any control over the car there, so sorry about this. I'll have a look at your message there, Rob. Just in a second, I need to get on the straight. Yeah, I actually asked Adam how you knew him, and he told me about Andreas actually, and I don't quite remember all of it. Yeah, it's great to see like fellow drivers and just people that are involved in motorsport all getting connected together. Getting screwed by me. How do they actually determine with the Glickenhaus? Because you guys are pretty much the only Scuderia Glickenhaus on the entire 24 hours, and they can't. Do they determine it by the practice times or during the VLN or something? They just say, oh well, we did this last year and it was a little bit slower, so we'll just improve it this year. And oh, it's too fast this year. Yeah, we'll just put it down again. I'm actually interested how they determine BOP for the real life races. The problem is the reliability of the Glickenhaus. Oh, I see. So it must not be too kind towards its parts, towards the chassis or suspension. Maybe the engine's putting a bit too much strain. I'm not a car geek. I don't know exactly how the parts work, but yeah, come on, go. But yeah, I understand if it has reliability issues, then that's obviously a problem. Maybe if you guys can figure that out this year, you can finally get a really nice result. I'm trying the AMG to go to car, yeah. But if you mean the road car, it is a little bit slow when you put it with the BOP, and just like the Scuderia Glickenhaus, like Rob said, it's a bit kind of screwed. It's kind of set to fail in road cars, but yeah, excuse my French there. Didn't mean to use such harsh words. In Group 3 it's actually very decent, definitely on tyres and on fuel. Top speed cornering is it's decent, got good brakes, got good traction, but it does understeer quite a bit compared to some other cars. And in 6th gear it does really run out of acceleration very quickly. But overall, great car, I have to say, Mercedes. Always a go-to car. Definitely, like Andrew says, it's definitely a good choice to have if you're considering using a Group 3 car. You can also change it through the race and after qualifying. So we're not... They complain. They complain? Wow, I didn't know that. I thought it was pretty much like there are certain people that just look at the lap times and they'll say, okay, these guys are going too fast, and even no matter what the other brands say, the factory teams or the private teams or whatever, we have to change this. We'll give this team, they have to have a certain BOP, but now that you say it, oh, this really is interesting. Quite much power, so it's a lot about the influence at that point, I see. That's really strange, I didn't know that it worked that way. I thought there was a central body that was kind of independent of all that and just considered the actual performance and pure pace and decide based on that what would need to be changed. That was quite a late lunge. The Lacoon City, he could have bit him back, but yeah, we got that done. I have to chase the first two guys. It looks like they've got a bit more pace than last time. What if slower, faster drivers? Well, yeah, that's the problem. But I think it was like, yeah, Christodoulou explained to me they have to have like different classes of drivers, like gold, silver, and platinum, and bronze drivers. I think that's for the Nürburgring. For most endurance races, at least, they have to have different classes of drivers, and I would say maybe the best way would be to get the two best drivers, like best driver from each team, and like probably the platinum drivers, and depending on how fast they are in the car, without having to save tires or fuel or anything, then they should compare those lap times and then base the BOP off that. But what do I know? I haven't actually been in real racing anywhere outside of karting, so I couldn't say. Yeah, that's sad to see that there's politics behind it. Racing needs, like back in the old days when racing was a bit more pure. Like when I see Formula One, I think it's not quite as pure as it used to be, and now like Group 3 GT3 cars have been able to achieve that. But yeah, racing's racing. Just hope that the future is a bit better. I'm starting to catch up to these first two guys. Yeah, on the left here, this is where I go with inside tires, and I remember him saying about the tips and tricks around this track, and those also same for here. Those are one of the places where you don't do that in real life, because the tires will be dirty, and for example for here, you can't brake as late, you can't carry as much speed, and your cornering speed is compromised. Yeah, I see, Rob. That sounds pretty thorough. It's great to know that they have all the numbers so it can't sandbag. That's the important thing. Porsche really rewards a lot of throttle control at this point. Yeah, thanks, Mitchell. I'll give that a try. So I did notice that as well, but I kind of forgot about it now coming into this daily race with the car. Oh, fortunate. Can't wait for Race of Champs. Yeah, that will be interesting, Godspeed. I like that head-to-head format. It's really a nice way of setting up a competition. They've got that elimination style. Yeah, I'd say the penalties have been fixed now, Michi. That's for sure. But yeah, Hull doesn't do... Ah, okay. But you never know. Maybe it is a bit faster for a single lap. In the race, if you're worrying too much about it, it might not do quite as much good. So yeah, you'll be losing more time thinking about that than actually your lines, I'd say. But yeah, that's just me talking, for all honesty. Yeah, I'd say so, Michi. That's why I was doing these daily races for, just to see if they still had those penalties out, because yeah, the last manufacturer round at Tokyo Expressway, many people unfortunately got some penalties for very small contacts. It really was nothing. The slightest of rubs and you get an 8-second penalty just under braking, and it usually turned out to be that the penalties all happened under braking, to heavy braking zones. Yeah, we had to deal with that for quite a bit of the season. So get pushed off by user and he doesn't get a penalty. There you go. That's just another example. That would have been a penalty, 100%, with the old penalty system. See that 0.5 second. That's because he, when too much time in the game, considered it an advantage. That's the thing. Yeah, exactly, Roberts. There was a when I was in Tokyo actually for the end of year party, we had like a little fun race, and the exact same thing happened. It was just the smallest of contacts, and you got a huge 4-second penalty, and it like you didn't even overtake him. You just got the penalty because there was contact on the braking. That was nice and cool. That was cool. So yeah, unfortunately, user he goes off. Yeah, like I said, it feels like it's different. If anything, it's an improvement. I'm not sure if it's perfect. Like it will never be perfect, obviously, but it's getting somewhat close to it, maybe. Good that there isn't too many huge penalties in this daily race. Yeah, hey Noble. Yeah, you'd be surprised at what Aussies can do and when they do it. I'm just seeing if I'm just doing some daily race to see if the penalty system has changed. Just to know what I would be getting myself into for nations and FIs, because yeah, when I watched your race, our race, the penalties that we both got were a little bit excessive in my opinion. Just a little bit. You got 8 seconds for the tiniest of rubs. I got 4 seconds going on the inside of someone like lap 8 something, so yeah. Was wasn't the prettiest thing to look at, for sure. Yeah, I hope it is better. Did you see Lightning's penalty? No, I actually didn't see Lightning's penalty. I remember them saying that he got it on his qualifying lap or something, if that's right, because of draft bumping. But no, I watched that first race with Lightning when he unfortunately got spun out somewhere in the middle of the race, and he was actually on for a win. He was fighting for a win, if anything. So. Yeah, but yeah, when did he? What did he get the penalty for? Godspeed. He uploaded the clip of it, just the penalty. Okay. Yeah, I'll have a look at it in my free time. Yeah, there was a bit of contact there with user, but should be fine. Should be all good. Got bumped over the line. 8 sec. Wow, that's huge. Okay. Yeah, thanks Rob for coming in. It was great to see you again, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon, mate. All the best. Have a nice evening. And good luck to your team. If I don't come to Green, good luck with the 24-hour. I'm sure you guys will do well. I think we've got a bit more time now to try and get a lap in. I want to see how far off I am from Hull now that I've got a bit of mileage with this car. 7 minutes and 46 seconds. Yeah, we got to push if we want to get it in there. Yeah, see you later, Rob. All the best. Yeah, Noble. This is really is some track. I gotta say, it's got so many challenging corners, and it's no wonder the 24-hour race brings so many viewers year after year. It's really the home of racing, in my opinion. Just all these V10s, V12s, V8s, V6s. You hear them going around the track, and when I was there last year for the World Tour, I just, whenever I heard a car, I could feel it shiver down my spine, or a little tingle in the skin. It's like, yes, that's what I want to hear. That's a really great experience to go just to see all those GT4, GT3 cars out there. Yeah, even cars like the Opel Mantra that just keeps coming back year after year. There's road car Porsches, Clear Cups. It's amazing. Gran Turismo Cups now. The Super Cup too. What that was for? We went with the inside tires on the curb. Yeah, the outside tires on the curb. Never mind. Try the gear shifting that Mitchy suggested, because I think that could work well, and I feel like it's got a shorter delay if you don't stall it, of course. It's 3,000 driver ranking. Wow. That's a shame, Noble. I mean, it probably will still be in top split. Do a daily race or two and do some qualifying for it. Yeah, maybe don't risk it. Maybe just try nations. Get a good result, then your ranking will be back up in time for manufacturers. Yeah, like I remember you saying you're focusing on manufacturers now. Yeah, if you drive a Group 3 sedan, you could drive with a Lexus still. That would be good practice with the car. If it's competitive though. A little nudge from behind. I see. Yeah, okay. Thanks for the context. Yeah, Wolf, if I'm reading that correctly. Let me just get this straight here. Yeah, Wolf Jimmy does. Yeah, thanks for that. That's really interesting. Yeah, it's a shame he got that. 8 seconds for bump drafts. Well, they are being very critical on the no bump drafting part, if anything. I know it's kind of a small overreaction, I'd say, but yeah, a joke, yeah, definitely. Coming into the carousel, very well known for its unique shape and approach. Yeah, I didn't try that Mitchie, but if you get penalty for bump drafting, but I'd probably say you should try and avoid it at all costs. And there we go, a little bit wide. Still managed to save it, but that's kind of time lost. You need to think of it this way. Do they bump draft in real life? No. In a lot of sims, if you bump draft someone, it's not gonna end well because of how sensitive the physics are between contacts. And if they don't do it in real life, I don't see why you should do it in a virtual world either. If you want to simulate, because this is the real driving simulator after all, and if you don't do some of the simulating yourself, then it's, I think it would ruin the experience. Yeah, but when it comes to such a competitive atmosphere that is the FIAs, then yeah, people resort to that. If they can get away with it, yeah, good. But you can see, like Wolf said, if you get something like an 8-second penalty, it's just simply not worth it. It's literally telling you to not do it. And it's in the live events that we do, we usually kind of we try to avoid it, so we put on a better show. And yeah, it's really all in the name of it, racing, and trying to make it as real as possible, keeping it fair. To admire how you're talking, watching the comments, and at the same time well, thank you, Wolf. I wouldn't say I'm getting too fast of a lap time, but really that means a lot. Thank you. It's I find it good to try and develop the skill that is multitasking. If you can do this successfully, watch the comments and drive at the same time and still be kind of fast, having to manage stuff like tires and fuel, that kind of helps complete yourself as a driver. But yeah, it's just good communication skills as well. No, I didn't try the bump drop. Like I said, we already talked about this. In real life, it would be stupid, and yeah, true, definitely. You don't ever want to do that, because even if you do gain something out of it at that one point, which rarely happens, you're gonna end up with like front aerodynamic damage, and that's gonna hurt your cornering. It's going to hurt the cooling that gets to the through the intercooler at the front. That's going to bring up the engine temperature. It's just really going to drop your performance overall in real life. So that's something that needs to be avoided, and it is. And yeah. ABS glitch. Mitchie, I've seen that being mentioned up a lot. What do you mean by the ABS glitch? Because I'm not sure if I've come across it yet. You can see that we've got Makozi Academic. He's starting with pole position. He did a lap time. He missed the previous race and he had the time to make a lap. We've got Tabo again, Kanzaki in third, me in fourth. Through 5, and then I don't know the other guys, but Vermin Dog, Murmur, and Death Proof. Yeah, Mitch, if you can explain it to me, I'll try and read it on one of the longer straights. Maybe I've encountered it, you never know. Yeah, if it happened to you, Noble, then maybe you'll know what it is. You can say what it feels like. What does it actually mean, that glitch? Oh, really? Oh, that was for the top 16 race that you were getting you ready for. Nations. I see what you mean. Yeah, that's happened to me, but there's a way to control it. I'd say that's I feel like it has happened. Oh wow! See the 5-second penalty for going off track with contact because academic. So maybe there are still some there, but that was a major contact from what I could have seen. We'll have a look at the replay and maybe be able to tell us a bit more. Fuji Group 2. Well, I feel like it happened to me during Nations at Fuji. Like I couldn't, I was really missing the apexes, even though I was braking on time. And sometimes the fronts were locking up, which I found strange. I didn't comment on it because I thought that was just my driving. But you can control that if you alter your driving style a little bit, in my opinion. And I just see it as a technical, like mechanical fault in the car that Gran Turismo has maybe tried to simulate occasionally. Like that's how I like to think about it, but yeah, that's unfortunate for anyone that encounters it. See, we've got Makozi Academic in front. He's gonna put up a fight, that's for sure. Let's see if we can get by him. Oh, there we go. Maybe try and get us back on the straight. Get a good exit. But yeah. Trimichi, that would be probably a good fix for it. Is the thing that it would be interesting if they changed the ABS intentionally DFI races, like you can't use standard, you have to use weak for like a certain race, you have to use off for a certain race. That would really improve, it would really show the skill set of some of the drivers if they're able to drive like that. Because, yeah, default ABS is really like, you just brake and that's it. The car doesn't lock up. But if you have it on weak, you can still do it if you're careful with the brake input. Although it's not quite as responsive as default, and on off it's really hard to avoid locking up the tires, locking up the brakes, my apologies. So if you can get that down, then you're really able to master the car, and then driving with ABS and default should be no problem at all. Just saying, it's a nice idea. Maybe they will do something like that. Yeah, there we go. A little bit off track. Yeah, that's what happens when you carry too much speed in that section of the corner. The car doesn't hold, and you understeer off. Got 20-second penalty for not using hard tires. Daily race. Okay, that's interesting. Actually, I haven't seen that happen. I was gonna say if it was still like something with the tire hybrids, that's been prohibited now. So I thought that might have been the reason why, but no. Getting a 20-second penalty for that, that's interesting. Yeah, I understand. He had hard tires on at the start. Okay. Now let's hope it is. Yeah, that's good to hear it doesn't work anymore. Almost lost the rear end. Yeah, no, what's the next round of manufacturers? Not quite sure what it is. St. Croix Group 4, okay. Yeah, thanks, Checo. Yeah, that ought to suit your Lexus very nicely. Even if it's a fuel race. Yeah, if it's a fuel race, that track's pretty good for top speed cars. I remember the Audi TT, that was actually very good there. %, lift, okay. So he still had 80% of the throttle on when he changed gears, or he had 80% of it off? One lap's hard required, okay, thanks guys. Toyota is a beast. I wouldn't say so. Yeah, there's a wall. I'd say that the power cars would actually do better there. So Lexus, Jaguar, Audi. Audi is surprisingly good. Mercedes. You've got some of the MRs like Honda. McLaren, if it's not a fuel race, then McLaren should be okay there as well. Yeah, thanks Mitchell. We'll see. I think having it all the way off may be faster. Just taking the throttle off as quickly as you can, putting it back on the moment you change gears. Ooh, good word. I didn't turn in enough. It's going to take off a little bit of speed, but it's fine. Yeah, only now after about 3 races I'm starting to feel a bit more comfortable with this car. Making mistakes, but not quite as many as before. Top time doing me with the Toyota. Okay, I see. Well, Yuki, Jewel. Oh, in. Oh, okay, I see now. I was actually wondering, Yuki, isn't that in Asia? Yeah, in the top 10 with the Toyota. It's great through the corners. Probably has pretty good traction too, but top end is just. That's where it suffers. Yeah, I'm gonna. When I finish this race, I'm gonna get out as quickly as I can. I'm gonna try and set a time. See if I can get somewhere close to hole. Because only, yeah, 7-8 seconds is a lot, but it's still something of an improvement. I might be able to get into the top 10 if I try. Yeah, 1-2 for Makozi Racing. Academic there in second. Fortunately, he got a penalty earlier on in the lap. Had to serve that on the straight. And but yeah, pretty much plain sailing after that. He managed to retain second. It's Japan car with German account. Yeah, I know, Michi. It's Jewel. I've actually had the pleasure of meeting him in real life during the Tokyo World Tour, and yeah, he's really a person with a lot of energy in him, I have to say. Really keen, and yeah, obviously great at time trials. Always fast. Get in here. Yeah, we should have enough time now to do a lap. .2:14.94 with still top 1 with Toyota. You mean it's the fastest Toyota time, or it's still the fastest worldwide time? See, if the world's fastest time is with a Toyota, then yeah, he's really dialed in the car and the track limits and everything. No. Got the brake. Yeah, now we're gonna have enough time to try a lap. rapid if it's top one in the EMEA. Not doing too bad for now. A little bit on the steel. Carried a bit more speed through there and we had to save the rear end, so it's taken off a bit of time. Let's get this next corner right. It's acceptable. A lot of throttle control required now. This technical sector. A little bit too late on the upshift there. underestimate how much the elevation change is going to have on the gear shift. Should be able to make it to the line. Set the lap time. So, let's see. Yeah, this isn't any FIA night. It's just daily race. Yeah, we are not close at all. Just having fun and testing the penalty system. Yeah, we're on the top 10, albeit 9th position, but yeah, it's really just a lot of effort required to making this car fast on the Nordschleife. Really difficult to do. But yeah, the penalty system seems to have been improved a little bit, I'd say. Not getting so many penalties for really small contact anymore. And the big contacts that are meaningful, if you don't overtake someone, it doesn't give you a penalty, which is good. Speed out of corners, yeah, exactly. Still got a lot of time I know that I can find with this car. I'm not sliding it enough on the entry into the corners, and I'm sliding too much on the exit, so I need to figure that out. Got third on top split yesterday. Oh, with the McLaren. That's with the McLaren, I think, if you're still driving that, that's very good result, considering that car does lose a little bit of top end in the slipstream. Really good stuff. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, McLaren, yeah. It's good on maneuverability and acceleration. The corners in those first 5 or 6 gears, but then in the 7th is just a bit too short for you to gain the slipstream. Still well done. Really well done. Second, third split. Nice, well done, Michi. Any good result, it's always good. Even not such a great result, as long as you've had a good race and you've worked hard for it, that's an important thing. If you've gotten the overtakes right, you did a good strategy. If you didn't get any penalties for something that was unfair, that's good. So we're gonna do this race and we'll start calling it an end. But yeah. Top split. Oh no, you can keep up with the Michi. I've seen you in Gran Turismo and you've got pace. When you really put a lot of effort into it, you can keep up for sure. Yeah, it does help considering it has a bit more detail with the feedback, so that's a good wheel to use to get faster. Yeah, definitely the trail braking and throttle control. Those are the important things. If you learn how to save tires as well, that's also a very good skill to have. Yeah. No matter what wheel you have, no matter how good you are, if you brake late, that's it. You can't save it. Oh, went in too early there. Four and 8. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a good setting for the wheel. Feedback isn't too harsh, but it isn't too soft. You can still get a lot of you can still feel a lot from the car. some lightning. Yeah, a lot of drivers, I think, have it somewhere around those values. When you look at some of the other ones, though, you can be surprised by how different the preferences are for some drivers. Some of them like their wheel very, very light with not much feedback. Some of them like it heavy. People like a lot of feedback with a very heavy wheel. And I like it something close to what you have. Generally not too heavy, but it's still not too soft. This provides a lot of detail. Yeah, we went a bit too wide on that corner. This one too. Understeer. The interesting thing about this Porsche is that there's a lot of understeer and a lot of oversteer at the same time. Oh, there we go. Never want to cut that corner there. It's never good. Yeah, it's something like that. Also with a controller in a shooting game, it's really down to personal preference most of the time. So yeah, Makozi Academic is catching up to us, considering the mistake we did. It's about 3 seconds. Oh, and we break late there. Too much on the inside, we're turning in too early. I can't say Michi, wouldn't know. Would be nice. And again, that's just all down to wishful thinking. consoles are just getting better and better. The games will just be getting better and better, and I like that. Even now, current console games are really blurring the line between reality and virtual racing. It's going to be definitely interesting to see how PlayStation 5 will improve on that. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. It's class racing. The LAN battle, I think, can have something like that. It has somewhere around 50 drivers. The problem is that you just need to get enough rigs to do that. They all need to be connected to LAN. So you could pull it off in GT Sport currently, but like I said, it probably needs a bit more power to process all the data. Would definitely be great to see multi-class racing here though, like Group 4s and Group 3s at the same time, like 25 drivers in one, 25 drivers on another. You never know, like 20 drivers in Group 3 and more traffic in Group 4, so they have to deal with that. Still, really be nice to see. Even Le Mans, like you can get almost an entire Le Mans grid with 50 drivers. So got like 6 LMP1s, several like 10 or 12 LMP2s, and the other ones is like the GT Am and GT Pro cars. But considering you may want to have a bit more of a large LMP1 field than LMP2, so try to get that a bit more. Try to get the numbers up in that field, so maybe like 15 and 20. Still be amazing. When I went to the World Tour in Nürburgring and I witnessed the race for the second time, oh sorry, maybe third time in my life, I always thought, like, this is what Gran Turismo should be like. You should have multi-class racing with all these different drivers participating, and you can see stuff like that on some of the other sims, I think. Yeah, there's probably one or two of them that can do that, and it'd be amazing if they could do that for PS4 games. Because you can see in FIA lobbies they can do 24 drivers, and that's already huge progress. If they could do that for lobbies, get that to 24, that would be great. If they would allow that, probably the servers would have a hard time coping though, but maybe need to upgrade them a little bit. Still, it would be amazing if they could pull it off. Hopefully one day, you never know, maybe with PS5 they will finally be able to increase the number of drivers. like I've been saying before, I'm a much larger fan of GT racing, and yeah, that's what I would love to see in a game, particularly Gran Turismo. I would really like to see it happen in Gran Turismo. A lot more cars, a lot more diversity of the field in terms of manufacturers, brands, classes. It would just be great. Maybe simulation too. Yeah, obviously. But we still have some things that we would want to improve on for the next game. I don't know, maybe even improve Gran Turismo, because it's still active. It's maybe maybe Gran Turismo is already up to something and they're trying to improve it right now. So anyhow, this was the last race of the stream, guys. We tested out the penalty system somewhat. We demonstrated that Makozi Academic is someone else, so that's he's not me. And yeah, he's not so bad also as a driver. Pretty fast. Probably got a bit more pace to find sometimes, but yeah. Considering he's 36 years older than me, he's doing very well. Exactly. Yeah. Gonna start finishing it there, guys. Thank you for tuning in. It's I know it may have been a bit boring, just doing the one race over and over again, but yeah, but Nürburgring is the Nürburgring. It's always a challenge to drive on, and for me, I don't think it's boring to drive on. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. It's really it's amazing the support you guys give. I really appreciate it, and every time I see you guys come out here and give some of your free time up to watch me drive, it's really means a lot. So yeah, in terms of the FI races that will be coming this weekend, I may not do them. We'll see. It depends on some other things that are going on right now. So I might do it, I might not. It really comes down to my schedule. But stay tuned. I may be streaming them. That's if I decide to do them. If not, you guys will know I'm just off doing something else that has a bit more importance at this point in time. If you're watching now, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. It helps us out. Encourage anyone else to come along. Maybe give some support. Just say hello in the chat, give a like or something like that. And yeah, thank you all once again for coming in. It's really great stuff. Until next time, have a nice evening, a nice afternoon or morning, wherever you may be. And until next time, driving with the best.